Borisenok.
And Walt, what job do you do and where do you work?
Well, I own Old Tavern Farms in Saratoga Springs, New York.
And as the owner of the farm, what are some of your job responsibilities?
Well, as the owner of the farm, my job responsibility is kind of everything above. Okay, meaning I pretty well have to cover all aspects, whether it's the financial aspects, whether it's working with our various employees here on day-to-day operations, and also planning how we're going to operate in the future. So, really wide range of activities.
Well, could you spend a little time telling us about your background? So this would be maybe your school experiences or life experiences that led you to this point.
Okay, well, this is actually my second career. Okay, my first career, I was the founder and the CEO of a company called Fortitech. So we supplied nutritional products and raw materials to the food and pharmaceutical industry around the world. And basically, I kind of got into the horse business, first in horse racing and then into breeding. Kind of started out as a hobby with a friend of mine years back, and then after I sold the company that I had, okay, then this evolved into more of a full-time job. We actually built a farm and started this. Okay, so I got a degree in microbiology. Okay, so I basically started my other career working as a microbiologist in the pharmaceutical industry, and then I was a manager of quality assurance for a German baby food company, and that's where kind of got the idea to kind of launch a company on my own. And then for 27 years after that, that's what I did.
And how long have you been doing this?
This is about, counting what I'll call the part-time part, for about 10 years.
Can you talk a little bit about what your typical day looks like, if there is a typical day?
Yeah, I mean, farming, there is no typical day, and I'm sure you heard from the other people that work here. I mean, every day, could be something different. I mean, you have a plan, but if you're working with livestock, that could change at any point in time. Okay, so horses, if something comes up, what you think your daily plan is might change. Here at Old Tavern Farms, I mean, obviously we're primarily a commercial breeder of thoroughbreds, but we also have a wine business. We have a winery that my daughter basically that she started, that we're all involved in, and we also have a cut flower farm that we run 9 months out of the year. So when you add all those layers on top of the horse business that you have, every day is going to be a little something different.
Sure. What's the hardest part of your job?
Hardest part of your job is probably doing exactly what I just said, okay? Is that every day, all right, you think you have a plan, and that plan is always in flux depending on what goes on. So, kind of managing things, on the fly is a little more difficult than kind of plotting things out every day. In my previous career, it was more, we were able to plot things out daily, weekly, and then monthly. Here, again, farming, things come up. So,
sure.
That's the difficult part of it.
Oh, on the flip side, what is the favorite thing about your work?
Well, favorite thing, actually, I'll tell you the truth, I like the outdoors part of it. To be perfectly honest with you, I like the outdoors part of it. I like that you're moving around. You're not just sitting behind a desk, that there's activities. No, the outdoor part sometime in the wintertime is not that good, but certainly the rest of the year, I mean, it's basically fun to be outside.
This is kind of a tough question, I think, but if you had to do something over again to get to this point in your career, what would it be?
Do it over again. Well, again, my first career, to be honest with you, I really don't have too many complaints. That ended out pretty well. Okay, now we're in the farming business of it. I mean, I think there was a lot of learning for me personally in this part, especially in the thoroughbred breeding aspects. I thought we could run what I'll call a program, kind of designate out, this is how we're going to run the program. So what we're going to do is we're going to take mares, we're going to breed mares, and we're going to sell things as yearlings. And that's what we're going to do. Well, you find out in the horse business that things are not that straightforward. You have to call like an audible every once in a while and go, okay, guys, I think we probably need to go ahead and reevaluate our plan. And then you come to find out that it's not just a straight line plan, as I talked about, that you actually have to do other things. Like, like we didn't plan on racing. Well, now we're racing. Like, we didn't plan on selling foals. Now we sell foals, So, I mean, we still sell yearlings, obviously, but now it's multifaceted. So I think probably if I had to do over, I mean, granted, it would have been nice to have maybe a little deeper understanding of breeding, but that's okay. We learned, and now I think we got a good foundation to move forward on.
Do you have any advice for middle school or high school students that might be considering working in the industry?
Working in the horse industry, I mean, again, I think it's a matter of like any industry that you're going to go into. I think the more that you know about it, probably the better success that you're going to have. And I mean, certainly you have to like what you're doing. So if you're targeting the horse business, whether it's going to be racing, whether it's going to be breeding, whether it's going to be managing farms, whether you're going to be a consignor, whether you're going to be a bloodstock agent, all these above, okay? I mean, it certainly has to be something that you really like to do, especially in this industry, because this is a tough industry to work in. Not that other industries are not tough, but this was especially tough. So, get as much knowledge as you can, and basically, if you feel it's a passion, then I would say, go ahead and go for it. Like, if it's not a passion, then, you're probably not going to be that successful at it. But that holds true for pretty much any of the type of occupation that you get involved in.
That's right. Well, thank you so much for sharing
No problem.
some of your perspectives with us today and your time with us this morning.
All right, thank you.
Insights is a career awareness series for middle and high school students considering work in the horse or racing industries. Our recorded interviews give you the chance to gain insights into various jobs, hear diverse perspectives, and gather advice from people who work across the industry. These interviews are intentionally unedited to connect you to exactly what you would see and hear if you were asking the questions yourself. As you think about possible work in the industry, put yourself out there, meet people, and ask them these kinds of questions. For more information about insights and career resources, visit our website at racingmuseum.org.